Every single franchise has at least one big first impression in order to last in the video game market. Without a good first impression, you can't have success in the video game market, and sometimes your game won't even be remembered without that initial spike. In order to create a quality game that serves as a first impression, most of the time you'll need to have something that's fantastic and fun, something that innovates existing game genres, or something that catches audiences' eyes with addictive gameplay. Oh, I'm sorry about that one. Ooh, cringe! But this isn't always the case. Sometimes, your first impression just has to be the first game in the market to bring a mix of game genres together that nobody else has ever used in combination before. And I feel like one of the first and best games that did this was Sonic the Hedgehog. Why I say this isn't to discredit Sonic 1 though, as this is still a pretty good game, but it just doesn't have the same consistency as the other classic Sonic games. And with that, it has some fantastic good aspects, but some atrociously bad aspects as well. An example of one of these great aspects that Sonic was able to add was its unique environments that Sega was able to capture in the 90s, before creativity existed. Yes, that is right, Sega made a human emotion. Do not quote me on that. You got Green Hill Zone, which is a colorful level that was one of the first games to use a grassy plains theme, as well as displays the Sonic series' colorful attributes and landscapes. You then got Marble Zone, a long abandoned ancient ruin type level that has many traps still active, and more slow-paced gameplay. And keep in mind that these are only a few of the examples from the brilliant levels and concepts that Sega was able to make. Of course, because these levels are built around the environments, the level design can sometimes take a massive hit. For example, while Green Hill prioritizes Sonic's level design over how the level should play, making it one of the funnest stages in the game, Marble Zone insists on having Sonic slowly dodge traps and sitting on slow-moving platforms, disregarding the level design pretty much every step of the way. While sometimes the level design allows for speedy gameplay, like in Starlight Zone, a city needed to be constructed with tons of loops and places to use Sonic's speed, Labyrinth Zone instead insists on slowing down Sonic's gameplay in a water level, which is already bad, but also let's sprinkle in a ton of traps because it's another ancient society. And this makes me say, what the? Why did they make something that has no semblance of fun in it whatsoever? Why? This makes the game wildly inconsistent with its pacing, and constantly makes you play in different ways in order to just get to the end of the first two zones. But at least you get the spin dash. There's no spin dash, is there? A major downside to the controls is that there's barely any in the game. The main idea of the controls is that Sonic should control like a mix between a much faster Mario and a pinball ball. And it works, but without the spin dash, the game feels more slow than the average Sonic game normally would. What's that? The mobile remake? I'll talk about that later. Let's start talking about something a little bit more positive, the music. This game started the trend of Sonic having the best music out of pretty much any video game, in my own opinion. Green Hill Zone, Starlight Zone, Labyrinth Zone, all of the tracks in Sonic 1 are fantastic. They never feel too repetitive unless you're in Labyrinth Zone, which will reset the music every single time you drown. We hear this a lot. On top of all this, the music is super catchy. So with the 3 acts that you're gonna have to be listening to these songs, there should be plenty of time to get a good feel for them and watch them on YouTube consistently. Moving back to visuals, Sonic also has a very creative character. As in the games, even without dialogue, we can see that Sonic is a character with attitude, and a character that will never give up, explaining his entire character just by his actions, and creates a great aspect of show, don't tell in gaming. In the end of all this, Sonic 1 may not have been as refined as the later entries in terms of gameplay, but is still redeemed by the confident and creative visual style, as well as the unique pinball physics that never, and still hasn't, been shown in another game before. And all of these aspects show why Sonic 1 is as great as it is, and why it's universally loved by tons of Sonic fans around the world. And now, let's talk about the mobile port. Remember when I said there's no spin dash? Well, thank you, mobile port, because it now does exist. Meow. The spin dash is such a necessary and brilliant addition to Sonic 1, making the game's terrible stages like Labyrinth and Marble Zone a bit more bearable by including the way of getting instant speed. It makes the parts that lack the fast paced action by Sonic's acceleration become fully optimized for speed, allowing the game to be paced much better than before, giving the player a better sense of fun. Combined with all of these controls, all levels are now much better looking, as the mobile port adds a 16:9 screen size and 60 FPS. And as for other quality of life changes, the game also adds in save states and multiple other characters, making the game much more varied than it was before, and also making it replayable. Even though these actions are still good, and make Sonic 1 a lot more playable with the mobile port, the levels still, in general, aren't best suited for Sonic's gameplay. And combined with this, the levels that are good are short, and the levels that are bad are long, making tedious moments go on for even longer, making this game less fun in general. For this reason, I give Sonic 1 for the Genesis a C, and Sonic 1 for mobile devices a B grade. Go play this game, it's great, just make sure you have your level select cheat handy.
The 1 second rule, baby.